Alright, we're officially ranked 736 in the solo Q2's ranked. Let's keep on grinding it. Fighting two partnered creators. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it means they're YouTubers or something, so we gotta try hard our ass off, right? I'm with some random Queen Nai, which we'll see. It's actually a mirror match. Darth Vader is the Ezio. Triple orb. This is gonna be interesting. Not. Simply my Queen Nai can just spam these guys out, and it won't be a problem. Which I'm already getting it. How red I am already. Stack, whatever. Should have edge guarded instead of walking over for no reason. Nice. It's crazy. Too high up for that. Way too high up. Wasn't even close. These things are never happening. Wow, and that hits me. Thank you, crossovers. Love it. So, today, I want to talk about some stuff that I've been seeing lately. And, you know, it's been around for a long time. And that is like fucking doom posting and whatever. I've got, well, an unhealthy amount of time on my phone, right? And a lot of the stuff that I see is like fucking doom posting. Just about anything, really. Nothing in specific. Well, I guess specific, top of my head. Just people like not being happy with their lives or with whatever's going on in the world. Which, you know, justified, I guess, in its own way. But, like, what I want to talk about today is shit is not so, like, deep. Shit is not that deep. There's so many people, like, so worried about so much stuff. And maybe I'm coming from a place of privilege, but, you know, I'm not. I mean, look at my room, man. Look at my room. Do I look like I'm rich or something? And I've talked about it. I'm still, like, living with my parents and stuff. I've talked about it a bunch. I'm not, like, talking from a place of privilege by any means, and I've got a 9 to 5 and I grind it out like everybody else, but a lot of people being like, oh, I'm never gonna afford a home in my lifetime, I'm never gonna this, never gonna that, everything's in shambles, you know, shit's going down the drain, and I don't know, I feel like that's gotta be such, like, chronically online, like a way of thinking, so chronically online, where it's like, you don't even, that is not a representation of the real world, everything you see online, right? It's always curated. I don't post a video of like, I don't know, me getting absolutely bodied in a game, or like, if I get bodied, I'm gonna edit it down so you only, oh, he had that delay. I'm gonna edit it down so you see some of the best parts and I skip over the depressing shit. And even now, I'm sure I'm, ooh, okay, I said sig. Take that, content or partnered creator. Yeah, suck on that. And I'm sure everything. I've even edited this down so you guys only see like the main parts of what I want to talk about. You know, I'm editing down the in between games and stuff so that you're not watching 2 minutes of warm up. I feel like that's a normal thing to edit down. But I'm being really general with the stuff that I'm saying without tightening the scope a little bit. So let's tighten up that scope. Let me start it off by having a little anecdote. Like a long time ago, a few years ago, I remember having a conversation with somebody, and it was about people like slaughtering animals in a different country, like pigs or something, because they didn't have the infrastructure or something like that to take care of them anymore. So what were you gonna do with a bunch of animals you can't take care of? You're gonna have to get rid of them, right? And in that situation, they didn't end up using the animal's life to the fullest, you know? They just kind of slaughtered the animal, moved on, didn't do anything with the body, and just, you know, cremated it or burned it up or whatever. And I remember the person saying to me, you know, isn't this so horrible, you know? What a horrible thing, what a waste, you know? And true, what a waste. But over here in a completely different country, in a completely different time zone, for a situation I don't know anything about, from something that will never ever affect me. Why should I care? Why should I care from my point of view about something that somebody else is doing all the way over there that will never have any effect on me? And you could say, you know, it will affect me indirectly, or, you know, you're trying to raise awareness for the injustice or the cause or whatever, right? But I feel like that's just an excuse for it. And it's, I don't know. Instead of doing good by bringing awareness to the cause, you could potentially, I'm not saying they are, but could potentially be bringing more harm to it by raising it onto a higher platform and kind of like fear-mongering in a way. And I've always found it hard to deal with that kind of stuff, where it's like, this is something I know is happening in the world, or could be happening in the world, you know, by what I've seen on social media or the news or whatever. God forbid you watch the news. Yeah, God forbid you watch the news. I haven't watched the news in years. And I feel like all the reason you would watch that for is if you wanted to feel worse about your everyday, you know. I don't want to turn on the news and see all the bad shit that's happening in the world. That definitely has a negative effect on me. There's no way it doesn't. But yeah, I see a bunch of like doom and gloom shit on social media all the time. And it's gotta be like people who are just online way too much, talking about that kind of stuff. And if you're in those spaces, you definitely need to like try and get out of them. I've been like sucked down some rabbit holes onto like doom and gloom, like black pill, fucking incel stuff, where it's like all women are X or Y thing terrible, and I'll never trust anybody because of this thing that I saw. And then you go outside and it's like what the hell are you talking about, you know? It's like I'm on a different planet, you know? And I live in Michigan. I'm in like an hour from Detroit or whatever, you know? I'm not in the most populated place in the United States, but it's like, seriously, I feel like I'm living on a different planet from these people. Because all these people that are like, it's so hard to find a job, or all this violence is here and whatever. It might just be the community I live in. I mean, that's probably the case, but shit like that does not happen to me. It's not like I'm worried about somebody stealing everything I own every day of my life or whatever. It's like, I guess, high trust around where I live. My poor teammate, man, he's getting fucked up. They're targeting him so hard. I'm not getting down that time. No, that was Hail Mary. Wow, and I bonked my head. Oh, this guy's waving goodbye. Crazy. What's with all the partnered creator shit going on, man? These better not be the same guys. So yeah, you just really got to stay in your own lane and pay attention to what's actually going on in your life instead of everybody else's. Because, I mean, whatever you see online is definitely not a fair depiction of what's happening in the real world or in their lives. You know, everybody wants this perfectly curated version of themselves to show everybody else, you know, to garner attention, or I'm XYZ thing and you're not type of deal. But yeah, I don't know. Shit is not so deep sometimes. Shit is not doom and gloom. It doesn't have to be. If you just turn off your phone for half a second and realize, wow, this isn't true, you know. You gotta really figure out how it is in your life. So much of the stuff that I see is like, I don't know, fake or rage bait or whatever the hell you want to call it, you know, people just, like, there's this whole meme about, like, me when I spread information online, misinformation online, and it's, like, the happiest person you've ever seen, you know? Like, I don't know, online's definitely not the place to be trust and everything, and it's hard to remember that sometimes. That kills! Oh my god, I was yellow. These ceilings suck, man. That's ridiculous. This guy hit me twice. If I did that on sword, that would never kill. My god. Yeah, especially if you're in an echo chamber. And a lot of times it's hard to realize that you are. I've been in, like, echo chambers a lot before, and, you know, it's really a lot easier to realize from the outside looking in, especially if you don't agree with the viewpoint that is being promoted. I have been on, like, Reddit and stuff before. I used to be, like, on there for, just specifically for the games that I like, you know. I was on a Terraria subreddit, or like RimWorld or whatever, and it was like, oh, this is awesome, you know, they got whole communities for the stuff that I enjoy. Why would I not want to be on something like that? I believe in my teammate. 1,000,000,000% he's got this. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's got this. So, I'll yap while this guy's clutching up. Communities like that, where it's like, oh, you can share anything you want, and then specifically Reddit, you start to realize, like, oh, these people do not think like I think, you know, these are, like, if you don't agree with whatever they're saying, you're out, you know. If you don't agree with those types of people, you get banned instantly, so the only thing to do, what the fuck is that guy doing? The only thing to do is to go with the flow, you know, and, that's what you do if you want to not get banned. And if you have any other opinion, you know, say goodbye. And, Jesus, what is going on with this guy? He must be lagging out. There's a Mega Man, yeah, that was talking about this shit yesterday. How annoying. That's not about 13 minutes. Not quite. I don't believe that. So I was on the Terraria subreddit, for example, and I remember seeing a post about these people saying, like, whatever. It's a retarded hill to die on, and I don't care anymore. You can tell how much I don't care by me saying I don't care. But oh shit! My teammate just took me out. Oh my god. Gauntlet airstrike inbound. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Yo. Okay, it's a stupid hill to die on. I remember seeing somebody say, like, oh, the party girl is trans because of this one interaction. One line of text on a very specific interaction in the game. And I was like, yeah, they're not trans. And they're like, you don't know that. They could be. And I said, trans is a mental illness, and I got banned immediately. I don't know why people are so insistent in putting representation for that stuff in every game. I'm frankly sick and tired of it. I was gonna make a whole video about, like, woke stuff in games that I've been noticing. Or it's been going on a long ass time. I'm sure a million people make stuff better and more suited than that than I, but yeah. They've got, like, we need to change the gender change potion in Terraria to the transgender potion. Like, why? Why are we even considering something like that? I'm tired of trans representation in everything, you know? It's just annoying. I don't want to see, like video games are supposed to be an escape. I don't need to see that kind of stuff in the games that I play at all. I'm not interested. And so I got banned for that comment, and I'm thinking, like, Terraria banned for saying trans is a mental illness? Would you get banned for saying, I don't know, like, Christianity is a mental illness? Would you get banned for saying something like that? I don't get it. It's not... It's gotta be a double standard. It has to be. And I don't think you can get banned for stuff like this anymore on YouTube. Or maybe you can. I'm not sure. We'll see real fast, right? But I don't think it classifies it as hate speech to be saying something like that. It's literally just an opinion. Or, well, not my Reddit comment. Maybe, well, actually, that's probably more of an opinion than anything else. But still, why should I be banned for my opinion? And that's something else that I really do not like that's been going on lately, is everybody self-censoring themselves. Why are we so hesitant to say words that were perfectly fine being said, like, I don't know, not even a year ago? Why did people start making the transition to that kind of stuff? Like, you can't say rape or sexually assaulted anymore. It's all grape or essay, or you can't say pedophile because it's PDF file or some stupid shit. Not some stupid shit, that's what it is, I'm telling you. Why are we doing that? Why are we censoring our speech? You're a fucking human being. You have freedom to say pretty much whatever you want under the First Amendment, as long as it's not hate speech or terroristic threats or something like that, you know? I don't get it. Like, there's no reason people, well, there is a reason. There's a reason these people don't say that kind of stuff, and I think it's for monetary gain. I don't know if there's any other reason to not just speak your mind however you want. These people must be doing it for some sort of monetary gain. And me personally, I'm not monetized or anything. I'm an idiot for going for that. I hate Orion. This guy's just spamming NSIG off stage and nothing else. There's no monetary gain to anything for me, so I'm able to say the stuff I want and post whatever I want. But it also makes me wonder, that stuff isn't banned off of YouTube. Like, I've heard people can get banned if people are spamming N-bomb on... Oh, brother, that is... Wow! Holy shit, you're alive. I can't believe it. Yeah, one more NSIG and we'll win. Alright, keep spamming, please. You got this, man. Yeah, we actually will win with one more NSIG. Crazy work. Oh, yeah, okay. Just got spammed the fuck out. See, I don't think you can get spammed for saying hard R on anything, but it's just weird, you know. People would think that that's a bannable offense, and if it is, you know, I'm wrong. But either way, there's still videos up on YouTube with people dropping it, you know, even if it's just as a joke, you know, which I think is cool. I'm glad that stuff is allowed to be up on the internet. I mean, I don't think it's right to be saying somebody, but if it was disallowed, I feel like that would be just stupid. Same way that they're trying to make the word retard a slur. Come on, it's not a slur. Mentally handicapped. Yeah, brilliant. And I don't even want to think it's just like the evolution of language or whatever. Like, when did Eskimo become a slur? Everybody used to say Eskimo. You can't say that anymore? Or at least on a lot of games, it's chat banned. Why is the word Eskimo chat banned? What else do you call people like that? I'm sure there's a word for it, but I don't think I've ever... Oh my god, I was right there. You know, it was always like, growing up, singing Christmas carols, and it's like, oh yeah, they're wrapped up like Eskimos. And nobody thought, yep, that's hate speech, you know. Or, midget being turned into dwarf. Nobody thought that midget was a slur, excuse me? Definitely not midgets themselves, you know? And now you're supposed to call them, dwarfs? Come on, that's like a fantasy race. maybe it's because they have dwarfism or something, but I'm not gonna say tiny person. Ugh. Oh my god. There, my teammate knows how dissatisfied I am with my own performance. Close. More NSYNC. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, not being able to say, like, kill or gun or death or murder. What in the world are we doing? It's eventually just gonna get to such a point where we're literally dealing with like a 1984-esque situation where it's like you're on the old version of Newspeak. We're on volume 7. You're on volume 6, man. Bad number to come up with, huh? It's just gonna get to a point where nobody's allowed to say anything anymore. It's gonna be retarded. It's gonna be retarded and gay. Like, yo, I'm not excited for that kind of future. Yeah, I wonder if this video will get banned. I haven't said anything, in my opinion, that is bannable. But I'm sure somebody else might have a different opinion, you know. But who gets to decide what's racist and homophobic and all this stuff? Who's choosing? And at this point, it's really kind of lost its meaning at this point. I don't think anybody's actually racist. I'm not racist. I've never had a problem with a black person in my life. It's just so funny. It's just so funny. You look at the difference between it all just wraps back around. If you look at the difference between real life and online, it's absolutely nothing like what people are trying to tell you or show you. I've never had a problem with a black person in my life. And any time I have, it's not because of the color of their skin. It's because of the content of their character. It's literally like Martin Luther King wrote or fucking said, you know? Judge people not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. And if somebody is being retarded, you know, they're a retard. It's not like, oh, you're only retarded because you're black. It's like, you're a human being, you're being retarded, you're a retard. There's no qualifier that says, oh, this person's being a retard, oh, they're white, I changed my mind. It's just on or off. There's no or, if, whatever. You know? I can't wait to see this video get banned. And if it did, you know, it would just prove my point. Point being, who the fuck knows, man? I'm so lost all the time. Just yapping about anything. Goodbye. Oh, my voice crack, yo. Do not share that with your friends and family. Yo. 2140 on my team. That guy was 2300. I'm not seeing the correlation. We gotta win one more to hit diamonds, so by God, we're going for it. But yeah, man, we gotta stop censoring ourselves. It's really, really disgusting how it's seeped into everything. You know, everything is so family friendly now. It is like, I don't know. It's off-putting how, like, oh my God, I can't even think of the words to describe it. Everything's been like fucking sissified. That is not the right word. Oh, I'm sorry, teammate. Oh my God, this NSYNC's gotta hit somebody. I don't know. Everything's just been made for little bitches now. And, I don't know, I don't feel like growing up that was the case. It seems like sterilized might be the right word. Sterilized, yeah. Like, cleaned up to a sickening degree. And it must just be so they can make money off of it. That's gotta be the main reason. And so it makes more and more sense why all these people are doing, like, Patreon or support me on this instead of this so that I can stay sponsor-free. No, my God, that was way too close. Oh my God, my teammates got a fucking interception on lock. Because, I mean, I don't know. YouTube personalities would probably be stupid to not sterilize their language so they can get paid, you know? They get paid thousands upon thousands of dollars just for things that you would scoff at, you know? I need you to put a... No, teammate! Oh my god, I really thought. Maybe if I did side sig instead. Thousands upon thousands of dollars for, like a minute of their time every week or whatever. You know? Maybe not a minute, but I mean like the sponsored segments that they do, right? And 99% of the time, the people watching the video don't care about the sponsor segment. They're gonna see that, they're gonna think, oh, that's kind of annoying. Or maybe there's a 0.001% chance they'll like the thing they're being sponsored by. But it's just like, oh, okay. It's like another ad in the middle of my video that I already watched ads to watch, right? I don't know if we're hitting diamond today. I believe in you, teammate. I don't know. If I gotta put myself in my shoes and think, if I was getting thousands upon thousands of dollars and all I had to do was clean up the way I speak a little bit, I'd probably be doing it, right? So maybe that's why everything is fake and gay these days, but I guess we'll never know until what? No, it's just gonna get more fake and more gay. I got nothing else to say about it. Whatever, man.